If you do serious outreach on LinkedIn, you've hit this wall. LinkedIn caps you at around 100 connection requests per week, and here's the part that catches people out. That limit is the same whether you're on a free account, premium, or sales navigator. No upgrade raises it. So the real way to scale your outreach is to run multiple accounts. But if you run them all from the same browser, LinkedIn can tell they're all you. In this video, I'll show you how to run multiple LinkedIn accounts the right way using Incogniton. Here's why this is tricky. LinkedIn doesn't just recognize you by your login, it reads your device fingerprint, the unique combination of your screen resolution, your fonts, your graphics card, your time zone, and dozens of other signals your browser gives off. It bundles those into one fingerprint that identifies your device. And regular Chrome profiles don't fix this. They look separate on the surface, but underneath they share the exact same fingerprint. On top of that, logging in and out of different accounts from the same device is one of the fastest ways to trigger LinkedIn security checks, the verification prompts and restrictions that interrupt your outreach. So the challenge isn't just having multiple accounts, it's making each one look like a genuinely separate person. And to be clear, there are plenty of legitimate reasons to run more than one LinkedIn account. In fact, LinkedIn itself allows a personal account alongside a business one. Beyond that, think of a social media manager handling a dozen clients' accounts from a single work laptop. That's a real, everyday professional need. Agencies run outreach for multiple clients, and each client's account has to stay separate. Sales teams split territories or campaigns across accounts. Recruiters keep different markets apart. This isn't about gaming the platform. It's about keeping each account, each client, and each campaign cleanly separated and running without interruptions. And that's exactly what Incogniton is built for. Incogniton is an anti-detect browser made for managing multiple accounts. Every account lives in its own profile, and every profile is a fully isolated environment with its own browser fingerprint, its own cookies, its own session data, and its own IP through a proxy. To LinkedIn, each profile looks like a completely different person on a completely different device. But for you, they all sit in one dashboard, logged in and ready. And instead of the messy workarounds people usually try, juggling Chrome profiles, separate proxies, and constant logging in and out, it's all handled in one place. Let me show you how to set it up. We start by creating a profile for each LinkedIn account and give it a clear name like LinkedIn Profile 1 so your setup stays organized. Each profile automatically gets its own unique fingerprint, so no two share the same device signature. Then we assign a proxy. The proxy gives the profile its own IP address. So on top of a unique device, each account also connects from its own network. For LinkedIn, residential or mobile proxies work best, and you'll want a separate one for each profile. You can also fine-tune the privacy and hardware settings here, but the defaults already give each profile a clean, unique signature. Before logging in for the first time, it's smart to warm the profile up. A brand new browser that opens LinkedIn and immediately logs in looks unnatural. So we use the cookie collector, which visits a list of normal sites, including LinkedIn, and gathers cookies just like a real returning user would. This gives the profile a natural browsing history before that first login, which helps it come across as a normal, established user instead of a fresh, empty browser. Now we log in. We open the profile, go to LinkedIn, and sign in with the account's details. LinkedIn often wants to confirm it's really you, so it sends a verification code to the account's email. We open that inbox, in this case an Outlook account, grab the code, and confirm. Once that's done, the session is saved, the profile stays logged in, and you won't have to go through this every time you come back. The account is now live inside its own isolated profile. We repeat the same steps for a second account in its own profile, and here's where it comes together. Both LinkedIn accounts are open and active at the same time, side by side, each in its own isolated profile with no logging out and no switching devices. This is the day-to-day payoff. Every account you manage running in parallel from one place. And if you want to confirm the isolation is doing its job, you can check a profile on a tool like bscan.info, a free fingerprint checker that shows you exactly what a platform sees when your browser connects. You'll see this profile has its own clean, unique fingerprint, its own IP and location, and passes the consistency checks. No incognito detected, time zone and network all lined up. That's your confirmation that, as far as LinkedIn is concerned, this is just a normal separate user. And it's not just for solo use. If you run a team, you can give a colleague access to a specific profile without ever sharing the password. Each person works from their own device in their assigned profile, which is ideal for agencies. Every client's account stays in its own profile, accessible to the right person, with no credentials passed around and no risk of accounts crossing over. One thing worth saying clearly: Incogniton handles the technical side, the fingerprint, the IP, and the cookies that platforms use to link accounts. Keeping accounts genuinely separate is also good practice on your end, so use different emails and keep each account's activity distinct. Incogniton does the heavy lifting, and that consistency keeps every account clean and stable. So that's how you run multiple LinkedIn accounts the right way. Every account in its own profile, its own fingerprint, its own IP, all running at the same time and manageable across your whole team. All you need is Incogniton, a few proxies, and one device. If you want to try it yourself, the link to get started is in the description and pinned comment, along with the link to bscan.info. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your outreach.